holding for World of Tanks. I'm just trying to check real quick if Leonardo DiCaprio actually won something.
Did he?
Hold on.
Control F.
Best actor in a motion picture, comedy or musical, Leonardo DiCaprio, The Wolf of Wall Street.
There we go.
He finally wins something.
Took him a little while.
Finally, now all he needs is an Oscar. Congratulations, Leonardo. That is such a great film, too. It is so funny as well, if you guys ever get a chance to see it. True story, by the way. Crazy stuff about stock trading back in the 80s.
Nice. Maybe I can still see it tonight. I mean, Sunday. I'm pretty much free on Monday.
Man, I got to wake up tomorrow at 7 o'clock in the morning.
For what?
Personal training.
Oh, yeah.
This takes a lot of work. I filled my schedule up with jiu-jitsu and personal training and going to the gym and doing all sorts of things. So a lot of really cool stuff around the corner, man, for World of Tanks. And their sponsorship at UFC was awesome. And I know a couple of the community members in UFC and MMA. So hopefully do a little bit more cross-promotion at our finals here pretty soon.
Yeah, I think watching fighting is one of the coolest sports. Yeah. I mean, just organized sports are cool, but watching two people just go head-to-head like that is really
I really enjoy
intense.
Competition, be it football, baseball, basketball, esports, especially World of Tanks. A 7-on-7-man format. You're using tanks used in the real world, either prototypes or actually used in warfare, and you have to come up with strategies in a world where you can't control the velocity, you can't control the RNG, which are still, there's small factors, but factors nonetheless. Same in the real world. You can't control the wind. You can't control the exact gravity trajectory. And
sometimes shells just decide to go into dirt.
Yeah. So I appreciate the fact that out of all the engineering, there's just some things in nature that happen, but you try to engineer that either in the actual hard stats of the tank mechanics or the soft stats of a commander making a decision that's translated into World of Tanks. I think the best it can be in a video game.
Yeah. It is a little bit wide sometimes, people think, as far as damage. Like plus or minus 25% is a huge amount of damage. But, I mean, it works.
Think of a shell and when it, punctures a tank and it goes so fast and actually rip off limbs of crews inside.
No, more than just that.
Yeah.
I mean, you've got, it's
violence. Anyways,
it's horrible, man.
Let's jump into our face-off. Fulcrum Gaming versus Hammer Time. Two teams that are undefeated. Good evening, gentlemen.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Hammer Time, great performance so far, but now you're up against, many will say, your toughest opponent of the season. How have you prepared for this match?
How we always prepare.
Which is, please elaborate.
With dubious answers.
Exactly. Just watching some footage and trying to keep it within our wheelhouse, but not really. We don't want to be uncomfortable when we go against them. Like, we don't want to try to meta against them. We still want to be in our wheelhouse, and we want to put together a strong strats against them.
Nagatron, where did you get that jacket, and where is mine?
Yours, I think. Yours is actually right here.
Oh, right on.
Oh, snap.
Cool.
USA.
That's right.
Sorry, Rue, they didn't make hats. Sorry.
Oh, well,
no, Clutch, we promised Clutch one because he was there, but everybody was clamoring to get these. We got these at WCG. I'm only wearing it just because it's cold in here.
No, it looks good. It looks good. And if you guys make it to the finals, I expect you to bring it along.
Oh, yeah, of course.
All right, all right. Well, when it comes to Hammer Time, have you sat down as a team and studied what Hammer Time has been bringing to the table in their different matches?
As a team, no. Although everybody is supposed to watch all the matches, so hopefully they all know what to expect. Certainly, Command has looked at the videos, so we know what's going on. And from what he just said, it should be a pretty good battle. Not trying to meta us and playing your own game to the best of your ability is definitely the best thing you can do against any opponent. And that's really it.
Do you have any words for Dryness and Hammer Time before we start?
Sure. If you see a weakness and you can exploit it and you can beat us, do so, because now is the time. When we get to the finals, we want to be strong. So if you can beat us, definitely do it.
Dryness, any words for Nagatron?
Oh, there's no holding back.
No holding back. Throwing the gauntlet down, Hammer Time. Well, Fulcrum Game, you have the higher seed. Heads or tails on the coin flip?
Heads.
Heads is the call, and the flip is tails. Hammer Time, you get map choice or defer.
We'll defer.
Defer. Fulcrum Gaming, what will be your map choice?
Hmm.
He will convene with his team.
Deep in meditation.
Himmelsdorf.
Himmelsdorf, first map choice. Hammer time, north or south?
We'll go north.
North side for Hammer time on Himmelsdorf. South side for Fulcrum Gaming. Gentlemen, best of luck.
All right, thank you.
Thank you very much.
And here we go. Two teams undefeated. Not much to say really to each other.
I think
but
I saw deep ferocity in their eyes.
a little bit.
Every word was just steeped in irony. That's what it was. You could just see it, how much they deeply hated each other. Fulcrum hates Hammer Time. Hammer Time just wants to murder Fulcrum Gaming.
You know something, Ed McMahon. Oh, wait. That's something different. Sorry. I was practicing my wrestling entrance.
Maybe. Remember Fulcrum's one?
Yeah, he
back
was
in,
Randy Macho Man Savage.
that was season
beautiful.
1, right? Or was that?
I believe so.
Yeah, season 1. That was great. And the face-off, he just comes in.
We have that clip. I'm going to ask our production guys if we can get it to play. Maybe not tonight, but sometime next week.
That was one of the best. That was one of the best face-offs. Like
yeah.
Waffles stuff. That face-off. Who was he up? That was that Blasey? I think was the guy against him, and he just goes, "What you gonna do, brother?"
Yeah, he put on the Fulcrum jersey his mom made him.
Yeah.
That was pretty good. Well, there was a little bit of fire in the eyes of Drynitz from Hammer Time because they are the underdog in this matchup. Any team's the underdog in this matchup against Fulcrum Gaming. The top team in Season 1, top-seeded team, and top team again in Season 2. And in Season 3, they are undefeated in their division. But the same for Hammer Time. Hammer Time joined us in Season 2. And in Season 2, they performed well and brought it into Season 2 finals. Unfortunately, they were not able to make it to the top. That went to Fulcrum Gaming again. But they performed very well against their opponents so far. But the best way to measure the type of skill and talent that you have as an individual when it comes to competition is to go up against the best of the best. And that's what we're going to see tonight. So tell your friends, get on Twitter, tell them about WGLNA, and tell them about this matchup. This is match number 4 of week 2 of season 3, and we're about ready for that. First battle is going to take place on Himmelsdorf. And what does it look like, Randall?
All right, so as everyone knows from the south, it will be Fulcrum Gaming. I'm guessing they're going to be in the blue. And I'm calling the courtyard with some G-line play. So someone across the courtyard, and with that, they're going to be able to put pressure towards the west side. But I'm expecting on the west, Hammer Time. They pick the north. When you pick the north, I feel like it's because you really want to play towards that cap. And so I'm thinking we might see, just maybe, a little bit of a firefight happening along these areas right here. Just, that's my call at least.
Time to place your bets, guys. You had 3 minutes from the coin flip to place them, and that time is almost running out. Any instructions you need, ask somebody in chat or follow the syntax of the bot. Place your bets now. Time for battle number 1. Himmelsdorf is the map. Fulcrum Gaming versus Hammer Time. Let's battle.
All right, taking a look at the tanks, I'm seeing Antonio Hensman Soviet in AMX 5100s, 3 IS, 3 CO Jackie, and Nagatron, and Friction and F0X in T1 Cunninghams. On the other side, same lineup, NYPD and Neander in 5100s, Overlord Prime, Photo Finish, and Drynitz and IS3, Zazzy and Creeds in T1 Cunninghams. Let's see where they head off to, as I'm seeing maybe, I'm calling G-Line spread out of Fulcrum Gaming, and as I thought, looks like west side out of Hammer Time.
North position in the red will be Hammer Time. South is Fulcrum in the blue. And the end here in the 5100 going way back behind the train station on the west. A lot of western push happening. The one leading the charge, Kriegmaster in the T1 going across the railroad tracks. So they head further south. And they do see Friction, Drynitz, and Overlord
Big
Prime.
spots,
Are they
though.
spotted?
Yeah, we've got Drynitz. Looks like Overlord and Photo all spotted. That will blow apart this push. Fulcrum Gaming is going to be prepared. And I'm looking on the other side of the map. Antonio Hansen is turned around. Yes. Smart move. And they're going to have to move to get prepared for this. Let's say, big hits.
Big shot from NYPD. However, that's from a 5100. Is it worth it? At this moment, yeah, because it's not a full engagement yet.
Definitely
And
worth it right now.
Fulcrum's not in a position to stop him.
Precisely. Nagatron has moved back. He's not prepared to shoot across at the F2 corner. I was expecting to see him maybe get some free damage if he could on F2, but the rest of his team is too far to the east right now. He could have gotten caught off if it was a blitz and easily destroyed. So smart, safe move by Fulcrum Gaming. They're starting off Himmelsdorf a little bit slow and safe. That's what it is. They're playing it conservatively on this first map. They don't know what to expect from Hammer Time. Hammer Time, of course, earning the respect of Fulcrum Gaming today.
Kriegmaster in the T1. Furthest to the south for Hammer Time. Not able to scout anything yet of any team members on the side of Fulcrum Gaming. Fulcrum's spread is on the defense, but they're not being completely one-dimensional in their play. They actually have sent one of their heavy tanks halfway up the courtyard, not seeing anything yet.
Yeah, Hugo Maximus is right up the 8 line. He's looking for something. He may actually go and put cap pressure while there's a defense, although at the same time, Soviet is moving his position. Antonio is also shifting position. Kriegsmaster has been spotted, and I'm expecting to see that defensive play from Fulcrum Gaming. They're going to have to defend against cap pressure. Nagatron will be the one who will need to defend against this, but he's looking north, and it looks like Hammer Time, having their T1 spot, have decided to back off from this and maybe create a distraction to the north.
Well, they're placing their IS-3s down the Golf line on the 3 section, and their 5100s are pressing across 2. They're going up on 2, and they're waiting to press across. They're actually not going to fully commit here. IS-3s are isolated from the 5100s. Could be a trap.
Trying not to get spotted. That's what they're doing right now. They know some of the positions, and Overlord Prime though gets spotted.
Soviet is spotted along with Jackie Rudo. IS-3 5100 NYPD and Neander going to cross the 3 alley, the 3 road, and move into this F section here, this Foxtrot section next
They're
to
able
the
to get there
courtyard.
unspotted. It's a smart move, although there is, it looks like, Soviet and Hugo Maximus just waiting hidden positions for that push to come along the courtyard, and they'll get free shots into tanks. Neander is spotted finally, and it's really stalling out. This whole thing is really stalling out. Jackie Rudo is in a great reversed angle position, although he's a little high up, and he actually shifts to reveal to the front armor, which actually could work against him because that reveals a huge flat part, and he's very exposed in this position. Don't know if he'll work out in corner games. However, he does have the advantage of being the one tank on the corner. There's not another tank from Hammer Time that's even reverse angled or poking out. And now actually I'm seeing a flank come in from Hammer Time to the south. Nagatron, having backed off from the corner before, is looking to the south, waiting for a T1 to cross or for that push. See Fulcrum Gaming predicting this and wanting Fulcrum Gaming to move, but they're looking a little slow. And because of this, Nagatron might get caught out, although he does have a nice cubby to hide back into. There's the push. Dryness takes a hit, and Nagatron backs out. Now, it looks like Jackie Rudo is coming to his aid. Antonio Hansen is going as fast as he can, and the retreat also from Soviet. But Nagatron is getting focused by 3 tanks. He's sent a 624 and caps begun.
Jackie Rudo coming across that G line. He's going to get hit to the front. He's going to have to back up out of there as Nagatron takes a couple hits from these IS-3s, going for the isolation. Soviet tries to move in to help Jackie Rudo, but he gets the front shot himself, and there goes Nagatron.
Antonio, though, is able to stop the cap, and in the north, I don't see where Zazzy is, so F-Zero-X will be able to begin the cap, but there, Jackie Rudo goes down. There's 2 tier 8s and a tier 1 down for Fulcrum Gaming. NYPD is caught out between the crossfire of Hugo and Antonio, but Antonio's getting ripped apart by IS-3's Overlord Prime down to 1 hit. Antonio down to 579, and Hugo is squaring off against NYPD, but Soviet getting a kill onto Overlord Prime as Antonio Hansen backs off. Now photo finish out in the open. Soviet climbing down from the rubble, looks for a hit, unable to find anyone yet. I think he's going for photo finish. Yes, he does. Makes the connection.
Neander in the 5100 is still reloading along with NYPD. Hugo Maximus takes a shot against her, and Soviet gets the cleanup kill. Drynitz in the IS-3 and the consistent fire is moving in to try to cover Neander's escape. She gets around to the fountain, but takes a big hit right across from her from Hugo.
Great shot. Beautiful. Stopping Neander cold. And now 45 seconds on red base cap, 58 on blue base capture. Soviet is reloading, by the way. Hugo Maximus down to 549. Neander looks to be reloaded, but is targeted by Hugo Maximus.
And Hugo
just in time.
Plays beautifully in that IS-3 against the 5100.
Now Hugo drives forward, takes the hit.
And he does take a big hit from Drynetz. Soviets looks like he's reloaded. Doesn't matter. Hugo gets the kill. Zazie, last tank left alive. Still trying to go for the flag cap. 34 seconds left. Soviet's going to get in there in time. Zazi knows it's over. However, he's going to do his best to get out of the way from the 5100 and try to dodge the shots. 5100 is going to move quickly. He fires at the 5100, but Soviet gets the shot on the run. And that does it for battle number 1. Fulcrum Gaming is able to take it over Hammer Time, but after a fierce firefight.
Intense, truly intense. 2,506 damage going to Hugo Maximus. He made 7 for 7 hits that battle. Fantastic job from him. Also picking up 2 kills and absorbing effective damage for his entire health. Antonio Handsome also absorbing an effective more than his health in his tank. Very good job. Making 6 for 6, 3 for 3 Nagatron, 7 for 7 on Soviet. Unfortunately, he's not able to do a lot of damage, but that is 4 kills. Jackie Rudo, 5, 4, and 3. He's the only one on his team to miss anything. On the other side, 5 for 5, 5 for 6, 4 for 5, 6 for 7. Overlord Prime, 3 for 5. In just absurd accuracy and effectiveness.
We have a replay of one of those engagements, but I really want to comment on the type of positioning that Hammer Time tried to bring out of Fulcrum Gaming. Fulcrum with the northern section of the 5100s trying to plug the shots into Hammer Time, but Hammer Time utilizing the position of those IS-3s to get into that corner cover where Negatron was earlier. However, a lot of damage is being done to these 5100s as the IS-3s are target fired by the other one, Antonio Handsome, as he continues to firefight, and Soviet around the other corner fires into that pocket. The IS-3 stayed in that pocket for too long, and the burst damage against them was too much on 3 different flanks as Antonio Handsome moves away. And that became the downfall of Hammer Time. Once the IS-3s were taken out and the 5100s no longer had their shots, there was really not much they could do. They had the flag cap going for them for a bit, but not very long once it was stopped. And there's Neander out of shots. 2 more shots from Hugo Maximus. 1, this tracking shot, and after that we'll be done with the replay. But the tracking shot right here on Neander, boom, huge hit, huge hit. More time and more cover. Could have been different for Neander, but Hugo takes another shot later and gets the kill. Well played by Fulcrum Gaming, but again, Hammer Time bringing him close to the brink there in that engagement.
Yeah, I really liked what I saw out of Hammer Time, and I wanted to actually detail exactly what Hammer Time was going for. Hammer Time was actually trying to cut off a position from Fulcrum Gaming. They were looking to deny the G-line file. This entire file was denied by 2 tanks, and because of that, it was able to be a 3v1 with Nagatron. I love that 3v1 with Nagatron. They kill him for not all that much damage, and the thing is, in order for a tank to come in and support Nagatron, they have to take fire from the east, and so you actually saw tanks backing off. I believe that was Jackie Rudo, was it? Or Antonio
Handsome.
Antonio went to support Nagatron, but he was forced back by the fact that Hammer Time was denying that approach. It was very dangerous for Fulcrum Gaming. Very dangerous. A Soviet, I think, brought it back with his positioning in that battle.
Well, having enough shots as well to get that firefight against the IS-3s and the 5100s. It's time for battle number 2 on Cliff between Fulcrum Gaming and Hammer Time. Who's going to take it? Let's find out.
Taking a look at the tanks, we see Pershing T-69 and 3 1390s, Antonio, Soviet, and Nagatron taking those up. On the other side, 2 T-69s, NYP and photo finish with Neander, Zazi, and Dryness in the 1390s. Very similar lineups, the only difference being Hugo and that Pershing. Fulcrum Gaming, of course, deciding they need one of those tanks in this battle. Very important.
Important indeed. Watching Neander first, she's going to be the front line of the red team, Hammer Time to the south, and she's going west. While a number of other tanks, the T-69s, along with one other 1390, are going the center line here.
Oh, well, Fulcrum Gaming is going to be sending all their tier 8s straight up the middle, and actually going to jump on to Hugo Maximus. He's going to show us how to climb from the north into a great little position. You can see him climbing right here.
The I think I can climbing method.
Yeah, actually very effective. Good job. I think you have to get a running start, and then it's very delicate once you get towards the top. Now he's safely arrived in a great hold-down position, as Soviet is in the middle. They haven't recognized their overmatch quite yet, but it's very dangerous.
Overlord Prime falls to Friction in a T1 battle. Kriegmaster fires back. Friction down at 45. Kriegmaster still at full health. He's going to fall back away from that position. Fulcrum Gaming, I feel, has a little bit better coverage in the center, but Neander and Zazi are waiting for Fulcrum Gaming to commit fully to the center here. With that engagement, they can get some side shots from the donut.
Photo finish gets a shot on Soviet as Soviet gets a little bit too aggressive. And because that takes a hit to the back of his tank, could have taken out one of his modules if it was lucky, but Soviet is lucky enough that no one's really died quite yet. I see for Fulcrum Gaming stacking up in the middle of the map looking for something to use, but they might be walking into a crossfire, actually. And as I look at the T1s again, I see F0X has moved up, and they pushed back Kriegsmaster. That's now we have a 2 T1s versus a single T1. F0X ahead with full health, and behind Friction. But I think we might see the brawl happen in the middle very soon.
Still no full-on commitment yet from either of these teams. The T-69s are itching and waiting to fire their shells into 1390. NYPD takes a big hit to the front, and he falls back.
Jackie Rudo is looking to the west, waiting for those 1390s to peek out. Oh, Friction goes down to Kriegsmaster. Good job by Kriegsmaster, but F0X is still at full health. He might go hunting for another T1 if he can, and with that, that would mean T1 advantage and cap pressure for Fulcrum Gaming. While this fight, I'm expecting the fight to happen once a T1 wins or alternatively loses, because with that T1 advantage, Fulcrum Gaming wants to start the fight so they can start the cap. Hammer Time wants to start the fight so they can possibly win and stop the cap, and that's what we're looking for. Oh, big moves I see out of Hammer Time now.
And here they come around the center. Shots fired against Neander and Zazie. One misses, but one hits Neander. And now the focus fire is going to happen between Fulcrum Gaming and Hammer Time. Photo finish at 8:03. Hugo Maximus takes down the T-69 of NYPD first. Photo finish, returns fire, and takes down Jackie Rudo. Antonio Hansen down to 319.
Antonio is able to slip away, though, and will live. Soviet taking hits, though, and that might break apart some of the focus fire. 1390 should be reloading soon. Hugo Maximus, though, the consistent fire tank is still loaded. Antonio 71. Zazie, it's 68, but there goes Antonio, but Zazie will go down as well.
Photo finish in the T-69 out at 8:03. Fires into the Pershing again, but Hugo returns fire at 5:48. Nagatron coming around the corner in the 1390, going for the side flank. Is he reloaded? There's only one way to fight out in a second. Pershing takes another hit to the front. Hugo Maximus at 7:57. Drynitz in the 1390 trying to get behind Hugo. Nagatron positioning himself still out of shots to get close to photo finish. Turns the corner but sees Drynitz coming around, and Nagatron pushes right up against Drynitz to stop him from getting behind his teammate. Beautiful play from the 1390, and Hugo in the Pershing is able to land that last shot. Or Nagatron is able to get it. Hugo pushing into that tank. Beautiful play from Nagatron.
Yeah, Hammer Time really walked into that crossfire, and they did fantastic focus fire, but unfortunately, Fulcrum Gaming is not to be messed with. And so, on Cliff, it's looking like Fulcrum Gaming.
Fulcrum Gaming does take it 2-0 so far on Cliff. Beautiful play again from Nagatron, sweeping around. He had no shots, and once he saw the other 1390 coming that way to get behind the Pershing, he stopped, because any tank you shoot from behind, you're going to be able to penetrate more and potentially do more damage.
Yeah, right into the engine deck. Great way to start a fire. Of course, these guys have perfect crew skills, so most of the time, and also they also often have an automatic fire extinguisher, so fire gets put out with only one tick, and generally also any other fires after that aren't going to do quite as much. However, there are some people who ignore putting an automatic fire extinguisher on their tank, and so they take quite a bit of damage from fire. Not as much as if they didn't have the firefighting skill, but still a rather significant amount of damage to take.
That's right. Very well played from Fulcrum Gaming. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, battle number 3 of Fulcrum Gaming versus Hammer Time. Can they close it out 3-0, or will this be a comeback for the underdogs of Hammer Time? Stay tuned. We'll find out after this. Well, Hammer Time could sure use a wagon full of devastation against Fulcrum Gaming. They're down 0-2. The next battle will take place on Mines. Another fast firefight on this map, which is actually one of my personal favorites. It is my favorite map, but not just because of the quick firefight. Well, yeah, it's because of the quick firefight.
And also because you can say it's Mine's favorite map. You love puns, Clutch.
I do. Well, it's also the water side. I really like the diversity that can bring to the different strategies. It's time for battle number 3, Fulcrum Gaming versus Hammer Time. Let's battle.
Taking a look at the tanks, we see 5100 by Antonio Hansen and 2 T-69s, Hugo and Jackie. Soviet Nagatron and 1390s on the other side. 2 T-69s, 2 1390s, and Zazie. Looking at Zazie in the WZ-132 with 100 mil on there. Watch out for that firefight in the middle at the hill.
Drynitz in the 1390 leading the charge for the red team. Hammer time to the south. Follow him at first. Zazi in the WZ-132 right next to him. He will overtake the 1390 barely because of the traverse speed, excuse me. And as we get closer, and here's a firefight. Oh, Zazi gets unloaded upon
Oh,
from
so
Fulcrum Gaming. And he falls so quick. They were waiting for that WZ-132 to pop up. They knew who to fire first. And Nagatron, 327 on the run from Drynitz. Drynitz misses on the run. Soviet tracks him, allowing his teammate to get out of there. Drynitz unloaded, and Nagatron able to get that kill. Beautiful play coming out of Fulcrum Gaming.
down below the mediums are engaging. Photo finish taking hits Hugo down to 625, but Antonio is coming in to clean this one up. It'll be very easily in the favor of Fulcrum Gaming.
Neander at 872 in a standoff between the two 1390s. She does hit Soviet. Nagatron fires and misses, but this is going to be a bit of a standstill between these three tanks until NYPD gets cleaned up from the rest of Fulcrum Gaming. He's down 1095. A lot of reloads for all these autoloader tanks. And now Soviet has the shot. So does Neander and Nagatron. One more hit and she falls. One tank left alive that can do damage is NYPD.
And right below the hill, NYPD is still reloading. Antonio is reloading. Jackie will be loaded shortly. It looks like Hugo is also loading here. That sizzle of heat onto NYPD. He catches fire for a moment, and there he goes. GG.
The T1's going for the flag cap as fast as they can, like little raptor babies. But they're going to be sniped by Dr. Grant and the rest of them in a sec. Overlord Prime taking a couple hits. Gets tracked, hit again. Nice volley of T1 shots.
Solid connection. Soviet, 68 hit points, could actually reasonably die, but he gets the kill onto Kriegsmaster. Only Overlord Prime remains. All clean up from here, guys. It's going to be a 3-0 for Fulcrum Gaming. Really well done. For a moment, it did look like Hammer Time was going to come back, but there it is. Overlord Prime dies. Fulcrum Gaming. 3-0.
Wow. This is that level of play that we see what makes the difference between 3rd, 4th, 5th to 8th place to 1st and 2nd place. Fulcrum Gaming saw the WZ-132 on the tank lineup, and they knew which tank to shoot at first on mine. As soon as that tank was gone, they're already down to tier 8, and it became a firefight in 2 sections.
Yeah, and it was brilliant shots. All of those were connections onto that WZ-132. 2 T-69s are, of course, loaded before the engagement in the middle. Both of them stopped. That was Hugo Maximus, 7 for 7, and Jackie Rudo, 10 for 9. Look at this, just evaporated in the first second of the game. Takes all of the hits necessary. That's T-69's 5100, all putting out those shots. 1390s are barely even loaded yet. And actually, here we actually see the point where we could see a comeback.
And look at this too. Soviet tracks Zazi, allowing Nagatron to live. Another shot from Nagatron through that rock crack, through the opening of those 2 rocks, and he gets the kill.
Yeah, and then right below the hill, it's a 3v2. The WZ-132 was out of the fight, didn't get to do any damage before he was taken down. T-69's ripping it apart. 5100, so much damage in this clip. Even it looks so slow in this fight, but just easy peasy. Now it's a 2v1, 1390s, just slow playing it out, easy, and just GG at this point.
That's a very heads-up play from Soviet with that track shot, and Nagatron going, oh, thanks, buddy, boom, and getting it.
Yeah.
Great. It's another level. It really is another level when you see that type of play. And Hammer Time is close. They're close. They just have to push harder and get past another plateau of play. And I think tonight really is going to help them out. Nagatron and the rest of us really appreciated the type of mentality Drynitz has. Like, hey, we're not going to try to out-meta Fulcrum. We're going to play our game against Fulcrum. Himmelsdorf, it was close.
Oh, yeah.
And more polish and more practice. This is definitely a top 3 team.
Yeah, Fulcrum Gaming, though, on Himmelsdorf, when Hammer Time looked beautiful, their strat was beautiful, the way they engaged was fantastic. Really unfortunate that they lost that one. And it's interesting how the top team looks next to a team like Hammer Time, which is, right now, it looks like the 2nd best team in their bracket. They made Hammer Time look not that great. Hammer Time not even able to take a battle off them. Yeah. Just the little things make that big a difference.
That is the difference. We're going to take a break. When we come back, the final match of the night, the final match of the week, Spurglords versus Nerve. Stay tuned. You're watching the Gold League for World of Tanks.